Next up, we have Drake.
Boo! Welcome back to From My Standpoint. I'm Madison and this is Matthew.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at my album collection. This is part 2.
Part 2, Matthew's collection. He has lots more albums than I do. So,
I have a few CDs as well.
Okay, yeah. Rolling into CDs as well.
I mean, I have
This is going to be a long video.
4. It's not going to be as long as our album reactions. There's like 40 minutes.
True. Alright, let's do it, folks.
Now we're looking at my vinyl collection. Starting off up here with my Kendrick Rowe, Good Kid, Mad City. Favorite song on this has to be Sing Out With Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. That is his 12-minute masterclass. Really like conceptual album, kind of his debut, and wow. Favorite album of all time, To Pimp a Butterfly. I cannot say enough words about how good this is. Favorite song of all time is on this, Wesley's Theory. Just immaculately produced, so conceptual, like meaningful, and the songwriting on this is like absolutely perfection. Like every word put into this like means something. Up here, one of the albums that's impacted me the most, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Just like such an outlook on like life and like personalities and how fake people can be and how things affect people, and it's such like a therapy session of an album. Favorite song, probably Mother I Sober, unless we're counting the Heart Part 5. That's kind of like a bonus track. Kanye Rowe, College Dropout. Just like and Late Richard kind of go together. They're so nostalgic. Such like he had such cool song ideas. There's a song about this, like about a new workout plan, which was my favorite song on this. Which is like such a weird idea. It's like a workout song. And favorite song on these is probably Family Business and Gone. Super underrated song. My Beautiful Narcissistic Fantasy is like, it's not perfect, but like the highs of this album are just so high. Like it feels like when I listen to this, I'm like, I should be in a suit with like a cat that I can pet next to me. And it's such like an expensive sounding album. Like they made this album like in Hawaii. My favorite song on this album is Runaway, because like the rest of the song is amazing, but the outro is like my favorite part in music. Kid See Ghost finishing off the Kanye era. That's actually with Kid Cudi. It's a very short album, only 7 songs. It's like 25 minutes, but this is like flawless to me. Favorite song, bounces back and forth, but I'd probably go with Fourth Dimension. The sampling on that is crazy. I love the iconicness of Kanye's verse. It's kind of also like a therapy session, although it's shorter, and it's very like mental health based because they were both going through some mental health problems at the time. Amazing album, you should check it out. 2 Charlie albums. This is Pop 2, if you can't read it. This is not the actual cover. The cover is different, but this created a genre. Like this was like such an inventive album. Like so many crazy songs, but also super catchy. And this was like kind of the moment where Charlie like broke out to me as like an amazing artist. Favorite song is Tears with Caroline Polachek. Brat, obviously, I spoke about this album. There are 3 albums that I'd give like every song a 10 out of 10. That's To Pimp a Butterfly, Brat, and one album later. This is one of them. The cover, like the era, everything about this is already iconic to me. Favorite song, So I. We did that video. That was my number 1. So kind of gotta stay loyal to that. Down here, we have Blonde by Frank Ocean. Maybe like the first because hip hop was kind of the music genre that I got into. This is maybe the first non-hip hop album that I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like Frank's vocals on this, the melancholic sound, the storytelling throughout, how it switches the halves, just so good. Favorite song, probably have to be Self-Control. Igor by Tyler, the Creator. The production on this is super cool. Tyler taking a different direction, like kind of infusing a lot of different genres, and I think it's his best. Favorite song is probably New Magic Wand. I'm gonna get up on the bed to go over here. This is the other album I was talking about, 100 out of 100, every song 10 out of 10. Rodeo by Travis Scott. Just like super fun, but also atmospheric trap music. Travis was really pushing the genre in a different direction during this time. And just like every song is like a banger that you can also like sit in your room at night and put on. Like this is so versatile. Favorite song, Oh My This Side. Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes to Your Future, shout out the new album, but this is my favorite from him. He used to be like a super like rage, high energy rapper, but this album he's kind of taking like a soul approach to things, and he's like a very personal album, and I love it. I think it's his best rapper performances on this album. Favorite song, Walkin', for example. Down Here, The Forever Story, was my album of the decade before Brat came out. Just talent off the charts. One of the most like talent showcases I've ever seen in rap. Jid is like an insane rapper on this. Every song is great. And favorite song is 2007. It's one of my favorite storytelling songs of all time. So now we're to the other vinyls. We'll go a little quicker on these. Boy Genius, The Record, recently got this. Super well songwriting. Kind of surprising how well the trio blended. Favorite song, Emily, I'm Sorry. Second favorite Denzel album. These are all in alphabetical order. Second favorite Denzel album, Taboo, really close, super consistent album, also pretty conceptual. This is still him with that energy. Favorite song is Sirens with Jid and Billie Eilish. Super good connection there.
Billie Eilish.
Next up, we have Juice WRLD, Death Race for Love. Super catchy, kind of emotional album, even though it's like kind of repetitive. My brother gave this to me. Favorite song, probably Flaws and Sins. Next up, we're getting to the rest of Kanye's. Yay. I love this cover. Favorite song is Ghost Town. Another super personal album from Kanye. Another short album, came out in 2017. 7 songs, kind of goes along with Kids See Ghosts. And then as well, we have 808s and Heartbreak, which has my favorite Kanye song on it, Pinocchio Story. I know no one shares that opinion. Another like super artistic turn from him, kind of going in a sad pop direction. But it works out super well. I love this album. Next up, we have Damn by Kendrick Lamar. Another, not one of my favorites from him, but super conceptual. I feel like if there weren't some songs that I didn't love on this album, this could be like my favorite from him. Because songs like, what was my favorite on this album? Maybe Pride would be my favorite on this album. But yeah, super amazing concept of an album, so much to dive into. I just feel like there are some flaws in it, so it's not like my favorite from him. Then we also have the leftovers from Tip of a Butterfly, Untitled Unmastered. These are songs that didn't make Tip of a Butterfly because they didn't end up fitting concept of the album that he had. But most of them are good enough to make the album, so this is like an 8 out of 10 for me. But like throwaways. My favorite is probably Untitled 2. Got an album from last year on this, Lana Del Rey. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? Not the same pose she had on the cover, which is a little interesting to me. But yeah, this is my favorite Lana album. Her best written album, gorgeous sound, so much conceptualism. Good vocabulary word there. To dive into, such a personal album, and I just found myself going back to this so much when it came out because of all the songwriting in this. Shout out to Lana for this one. She needs our shout out. She's not that big.
Oh. Definitely didn't headline Coachella last year.
Another kind of personal album, Circles by Mac Miller. Maybe my favorite posthumous album of all time. So.
What does that mean?
This is the album after he died.
Oh, that's what posthumous means.
Mm-hmm. Good News is my favorite song on this. If you know, you know that when that song came out, wasn't really a Mac fan, but that song brought me to tears because it's such a sad song, and probably my favorite from Mac as well. Amazing production, great vocal performances throughout. Gotta love this album. Could we go into a more different album this time? We have Mad Villainy by MF Doom and Madlib. Another kind of talent showcase album. The production on this album is amazing. The rapping performances on this album from MF Doom are amazing. And the skits are funny. It does have kind of a villainy feel to it. But it's aged super well. It's kind of like this is a very underground classic type of album. Next album is Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack. I got this mainly because I love the movie. It's like my favorite movie. And we'll show you at least like one of the discs. Like,
oh yeah, these ones were sick. I remember this.
Look at that. That is sick. And the spot one is even cool as well, but I won't take the time. Favorite song on...
No, I want to see the other one do it.
Okay. Favorite song on this is probably All the Way Alive with Future and Lil Uzi Vert. This is produced by Metro Boomin, by the way. Forgot to say who it was. That is the spot. It's kind of nice. So, yeah, probably my least favorite album on here. It's decent, but I mainly got it because, like, the movie, it's, like, the artwork kind of bleeds into this as well. Next up, other Metro Boomin album. This one I actually love. Heroes and Villains. It's got an alternate cover to it. Super well produced, kind of cinematic trap album. If you're trying to get into trap, this might be the album I go to because it has like a ton of different artists to it. Favorite song, probably Walk 'Em Down. Like the 2 parts to it are amazing. And yeah, great album. Next up, we have another album from last year, Olivia Rodrigo's Guts. Madison has this as well. Do you have this cover? No, you have
No, you have the alternative.
I have an
Mine's
alternative
basic.
cover. So yeah, super great songwriting from Olivia, passionate vocal performances, great versatile instrumentation on this. And yeah, it was one of my favorite albums from last year. Favorite song on this is probably Making the Bed, I'd say. So yeah,
That was Ballad of the Homeschooled Girl.
that's up there. Next up is an album that kind of helped get me into music. Polo G was the artist that I first loved. First album I listened to was Die Legend, but you can't get that on vinyl. So this was like my favorite album from him. Again, you could just feel every word that came out of his mouth, like super raw and emotional rapper. Spoke from all his experiences. The production on this could be better, but yeah, songs like Wishing for a Hero is my favorite. Just amazing. Shows how much potential he had, and then kind of hasn't used it. So
Roast.
kind of giving up on him, but you never know. He had an album dropping next week. I don't know what about it. This cover is amazing. It's almost dry. The painting on this is amazing. This is by Pusha T. Again, super good rap performances. Him. He's kind of like a coke rapper. He talks about cocaine a lot, but yeah, lyrics on this. There's so many double entendres and stuff. So much to dive into. Favorite song on this is probably "Dreaming of the Past" with Kanye West. I was dreaming of the past.
Alright, vocals.
There's a good performance out there. Now, we have Red, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. This could be shorter. There are some songs that don't belong, but super sad performances from Taylor songwriting wise. I think this is her most versatile at the time performance. And even the Taylor's version, some of the bonus tracks from the vault are amazing on this. My favorite song is Nothing New. What?
I don't know. It's not all 2 minute version?
No.
I thought you gave the song 100 out of 100.
Did I?
I think you did.
Okay, whatever. Next up is Astro World by Travis Scott. What an atmosphere this album. When I listen to this album late at night, I feel like I'm in space. Like I can just close my eyes. I can drift off. There are some songs in the second half that don't belong, but like the major songs, the production on this thing is incredible. Favorite song, Stop Trying to Be God. Like he had a few songs where so many people were on it, and it was like kind of surprising that it worked out that well. He is insane with how good of a collaborator he is, getting everyone to use their full potential. Next up is Utopia by Travis Scott, actually celebrating his first birthday when we filmed this. So yeah, if you listened to this album last year, you know how big of a moment this was. Different direction for Travis, kind of taking like a darker aesthetic, kind of having some of his best rapping performances on this. Favorite song's probably got to be Hyena on this. That's a crazy intro. And then one of my favorite covers, Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. This isn't the actual cover. The actual cover is this. But this was the cover for the vinyl, and then he ended up using this cover for the deluxe that he did last year. But yeah, this is a great way to flex. It's a very versatile album, and he's like flexing all the time. Favorite song from this is Sweet, I Thought You Wanted to Dance. It's maybe my favorite 2-part song of all time. Great dance vibes, reggaeton from Tyler, the Creator. Next up, we have what used to be our album of the year this year, Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. Also not the same cover, but super lengthy country pop album. Beyonce showing how versatile she is. She can really do like any genre and make it good. Favorite song, probably Two Hands to Heaven. That was in my top 10 songs of the year. But yeah, versatile album. You can pick 2 songs and they sound completely different, but they're all kind of from the same genre. So yeah, Beyonce killing it. This might have been my favorite album from last year. Desire I Want to Turn Into You by Caroline Polachek. She has my favorite voice out of any artist. The way she just vocally flips from note to note is mesmerizing. And this is such a versatile art pop album. Favorite song that's I Believe, which was my favorite song last year. I don't know, but I'll stop. Real quick, gotta show out the Brat vinyl, which is sick.
I've never seen a vinyl like that.
Yeah, I haven't either. Get into my other Charlie XCX. I have How I'm Feeling Now. This was like the lockdown album. If you have one album to just show your kids what it was like to be in COVID, she's absolutely lost her mind. The production is wild. She's talking about her experiences throughout the lockdown. And yeah, favorite song is Claws. Literally, we'll play that song like every day. So replayable. Now, next up, we're getting into. Don't want to shout out this guy, but I got these albums before, so.
Was it P Diddy?
No, it's P Drake. So if you're reading this too late, I won't speak about Drake as a person, but this album is great. The dark,
I do
spacey
like the cover.
trap vibes. It's super consistent. Drake's best album to me. Favorite song is Jungle. That's one of my favorite R&B songs of all time. I love his performance in that. I love the sample. And my other Drake album that I have is Take Care, which is another iconic cover from him. This is not as consistent as If You're Reading This Too Late, but has some of those iconic rap R&B songs of the 2010s. Favorite song is probably Lord Knows with Rick Ross. Great rapping performance on that. Yeah, this is pre-fall off Drake. If you put me back in like 2013, I would have been a Drake fan. Recently got this, Donda by Kanye West. Amazing cover, as you can tell. But it actually kind of fits the vibe of the album. It's very like kind of dark. This is a Christian album from Kanye. It's really long. There were some songs that didn't belong, but some also beautiful songs. Come to Life is my favorite song. That's a top 3 Kanye song for me. And if he could have cut this down a little bit, he's kind of lost the ability to edit himself. But if he could have cut this down a little bit, this could have been one of his best albums. And I still play so many songs off this, so like, no fault to him. Favorite Taylor album, Evermore, coming up next. This is, to me, her best written album, some of her best vocal performances, her most experimental as far as song concepts and structures go. Amazingly produced, besides a few cuts. Favorite song on this is the title track with Bon Iver. Amazing duet. I kind of prefer it to Exile, which I know is kind of a hot take to some people, but not to me. Tyler, the Creator, Flower Boy, another amazing cover from Tyler. Again, super like smooth production, a very like calm album. If you're like looking to like turn up, this is not the album, but super smooth rap performances from him, kind of some R&B cuts as well. Favorite song on this is probably Who Dat Boy with A$AP Rocky. That is a song you can turn up to. That is a pretty hype song. Now we're getting into my 4 CDs to close out. We have some rap songs, Wear Old Sweatshirt. Super short album. I got this as a CD because I like felt like it was like a CD type album. Someone feels like it's alive. The production is like super hypnotic, but it's like such a depressing album as well. Maybe the most depressing rap album I've heard, honestly. It's up there. Favorite song is Shattered Dreams, the intro. If you listen to that and you kind of get a vibe of how the album is going to be. Graduation by Kanye West. This was the Kanye album that I first loved the most after I listened to them all for the first time, which is like, I finished listening to them all for the first time 3 years ago today, which is actually a pretty cool fact. But yeah, his most popular, so many hits on this album, and the pop direction that he took, kind of pop, some sampling, Kanye showing that he was really like the GOAT around this time. Favorite song is Everything I Am. Love that. Collab with DJ Premier. We got-
Everything I'm not, maybe everything I am. Is that what it goes?
Yeah, you remember it.
Yep.
I recently got this Yeezus. The cover is not on this, but the cover is literally just like a CD.
Maybe it is on there then.
It's not. Insane album. Kanye, like, this is like recently Kanye has lost his mind, like mental health wise. He doesn't know what he's saying. This he like lost his mind, but like in control. Like purposely he lost his mind. He was saying the most wild stuff on this album. The production is insane. And yeah, this is the most experimental Kanye's ever gone. Wild, but I love it. Favorite song on this, the intro On Sight, is just literally the second the first second of this album, you're gonna know how wild it is. And then last album, finish it off with Madison's favorite album of all time, Folklore. Not again.
Alternative cover.
Not the actual cover, but this was the first CD I got. Again, super well written album from Taylor, some of her best performances. I don't think the production stands as high as Evermore, which is why I prefer Evermore a bit more, but also some of her best songs, including Epiphany, which is her best song. So yeah, we will close out on that. I have a
Great
record player
closer.
over there. You can see the now spending sign. It's also like a
Nothing
Bluetooth,
is now
Bluetooth
spinning.
player, CD. And yeah, thanks for looking at my vinyl collection.
Woo!